It's so important early in the sale to identify if the customer has allocated funding to buy the sort of solution that you want to sell them. More importantly, is it enough budget in their line? No, do that again. Early in the sale, it's so important that you identify if the customer has allocated budget to buy the type of solution that you're wanting to sell to them. Now, if they already have decided that they're in the market looking for the products and services that you offer, chances are they've gone through a funding approval process. A manager somewhere will have fought their internal battle to have budget assigned to them. Now that might be part of their annual process where last year they were asked how much budget do you need for the coming year to do the sorts of things that you want to do in your department, and they called out a number, and your sale to them is going to come from that drawer of funds. Or it might be that you're offering something to them that's quite new in their thought process. They didn't know to anticipate it last year, in which case a more interesting question to ask them is, what approval process do you have to go through before this can be signed off? Who are the people that need to be involved in that? Does it need to go to a committee? Who's on that committee? After that committee has decided to give it the green light, does it need to go to an approval process? Is there perhaps an executive who has the right of formal blessing on the idea or even the right of veto on that idea? Salespeople take a lot of surprises out of the process if early in the sale they understand what does it look like. Do you have budget assigned? Is it enough? If you don't have budget assigned or it's not enough, what process do you have to go through inside to get approval for a larger budget? Because there you can start to work with the customer collaboratively after they've bought into the vision of the benefits that they'll be achieving to say, what can I do to help you make your internal case? Are there some presentations we can give together to various stakeholders? Are there testimonials or case studies or return on investment analyses that you need from me? Because remember this, the customer doesn't buy solutions like yours every day, but you're out there selling it every day. So of the two parties, you're the expert. You know more about the value of your solutions than anybody else. You can become a tremendous resource to customers who need to make an internal business case to go get the funds. So offer to do so. As you confirm the size of the budget, whether it truly exists, whose budget is it being spent from, and where they go to and who they must talk to get a new budget assigned or allocated, then you start to gain more control over that whole process because you know exactly the pathway to funding. And that clarified and confirmed, you'll have fewer surprises, and the customer won't be able to say, oh, you know what, we actually don't have the budget for this, because you'll already have had those discussions early on and help them navigate a path to get the right funding. There are a great many number of sales that get to the very last mile and the customer says, I've lost the budget, or oh, it's too much money. Why wait until the end of the sale to have that surprise? Start talking about that much earlier. And if they don't have the funding, and if they don't know, even in their own organization, where they would go to get the funding, then you've got to start asking yourself serious questions about whether or not it's actually a qualified sale. Because if they can't pay for it, they won't buy it. And you really should be moving on to something more productive.